Hey, sweetie, did you get off work yet?
I'm in the middle of a work social, so don't bother waiting up for me.
Frank, I told you that you need to come home early today. And this is absolutely no time for you to be drinking right now. Please think about taking better care of your health.
Oh, please, save me the big lecture tonight. You think that I came to the work social because I wanted to come? Do you even know what it's like for a working man struggling to make it in a company when you're sitting around at home all day? Sometimes you have to come to these work dinners even if you don't want to if you want to survive in the company. How many times do I have to tell you that it's not an exaggeration when I say that attending company dinners is a natural extension of my work?
But I told you that I have something important to tell you today.
What is it that you have to tell me? Say it right away and don't stall like that, alright?
It's not something that I can tell you by texting. It's something that I have to tell you face to face.
Oh my god, just say it now. I know it's not going to be a big deal anyway, so don't waste any more time and just tell me quickly.
Okay, well, the results from the health checkup came back, and the results are not very good.
What do you mean the results are not very good? Just make it clear so that I can actually understand it, will ya?
Frank, they found signs of cancer during the health checkup.
What? Is that true?
Well, we'd have to do a more thorough examination to know the full details. But it seems they found a type of cancer that is especially hard to treat in the colon. I think it's very surprising, but try not to worry too much about it. The treatments for cancer have become quite advanced these days, and I'm sure we'll see good results if we do the treatments.
Wow, who knew that things would go in such an unexpected turn of events? I never thought that you would get cancer in a million years. I've heard that people with colon cancer don't survive for very long, so then I guess you are going to die and ascend to the spirit world soon, right?
What did you say?
How long do you get to live exactly when you get colon cancer? Well, whatever, honestly, I don't really care. I'm not really that interested, and it doesn't really concern me, so you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Then I guess we'll just have to go to court and file for divorce as soon as possible.
What? Go to court and file for a divorce? Are you speaking in the right state of mind? How drunk are you right now that you're saying such nonsense to me like that?
Oh, I'm not drunk at all right now. The company dinner was a big fat lie, and I'm actually enjoying myself at the moment with my girlfriend. I'm more sober than ever, alright? So you pay close attention and listen to me right now. I am not the kind of sweet, generous guy who can take care of a sick wife who has cancer, okay? I can't watch you run around in your hospital robes with all your hair falling out. I won't be able to stand for that, and I couldn't possibly be living together with you anymore, so let's just get a divorce quickly, and you can go on and get out of my house.
What? Are you being serious with me right now? You were cheating on me with another woman? It's not enough that you were cheating on me, but you want to throw me away like an old, used-up shoe just because I have cancer? Doesn't it mean anything to you that we were living together as husband and wife for over 10 years? Don't you feel any sense of loyalty as a spouse or even a fellow human being?
What are you talking about right now? I don't know what you mean with that sort of nonsense, but I can't do anything with such stupid garbage. I don't need an old woman who's ugly and wrinkly and who just got herself a death sentence to boot. What I need is my girlfriend who is 10 years younger than me, who is gorgeous and healthy and who makes me giddy just to look at her. And don't blame me, only blame yourself who couldn't even take good care of your own body and brought cancer on yourself. Anyway, you're gonna die soon and you won't be needing any money or the house once you're gone, so you can just leave the clothes on your back without taking anything else, right? Do whatever you want. If you want to go back to your parents or be a homeless person in the streets, it's your choice and your responsibility as an adult.
Well, okay, I guess you're right. If you have cancer, then you really don't need a house or money or anything of that sort, so you should just leave with the clothes on your back and nothing else. I mean, you really shouldn't take any material things that you can't even bring with you when you die, so you should just leave it all to your family.
Finally, now you understand what I'm saying, don't you? Then you'll grant me the divorce and sign the papers as quickly as possible, right? I mean, I'd rather be a divorcee than a widower because it just sounds a lot better socially, if you know what I'm saying. I don't want to have some pathetic label of a poor widower on me. You get it, right?
Fine, I will agree to the divorce. I'll pack your bags for you right away so that you can get out of the house as soon as possible. If you want to go to your girlfriend's house or sleep on the streets, I guess that's entirely your business.
Huh? What are you talking about? I thought you had colon cancer, but did the cancer already spread to your brain too? Why would I get out of my own house?
Well, you just said that the one who has cancer and who's about to die soon doesn't need anything else, so they should just leave with the clothes on their back and nothing else, didn't you? Or did you already forget what you just said?
Well, you are the one who got cancer, so you should get out, not me.
You still don't get it, do you? How you ever manage to get a job in a company and get a girl to go out with you with that level of intelligence? It's really a huge mystery for me, honestly. The one who got cancer in their health checkup results is you, not me.
Don't you dare lie to me. There's no way that I have cancer.
Well, then go and do the close inspection, then you'll know for sure, won't you? Whatever the results are, it's not really my concern in the least, but I'm just letting you know that's what the hospital told me.
Okay, fine, you got my attention. I'm heading home right away. When I get home, we can search for a hospital together and make an appointment right away. I'm sure it won't be a big deal in the end, so don't worry about it too much and just wait up for me.
Huh? What did you say? Did you used to flip burgers when you were younger or something? Because the way that you flipped your mind just now was quite awe-striking.
Hey, you know I was just kidding around just now, okay? I thought that you would be feeling a bit depressed because you had cancer, so I was trying to make a joke and cheer you up. I'm gonna excuse myself out of the company dinner right now, so just wait for me while I get home, hon. Sweetie, the close-up examination results are back. It turns out I really do have colon cancer. And the doctor told me that I only have 6 months more to live. I mean, how could I, of all people, get cancer? What kind of a crime did I commit that God wanted to take me away at such a young age? I'm not feeling ill at all and I have no pains in my body, and yet they're saying that I will be gone from this world in just half a year. Honey, what should I do now? Why aren't you saying anything, my love? Your husband just got a death sentence, so why are you just shutting up and not saying anything? Say something, anything.
I don't know, Frank. What should I say? I don't have anything to say to you. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Can you go to the court with me tomorrow so that we can ask for a divorce? I don't want to be labeled as a woman who sucked the energy out of her husband or anything like that. Since it wouldn't look too great when I want to get remarried later, you know? You understand me, right?
I just told you that the doctor informed me that I don't have much to live because I have cancer. How can you say such cruel things to me right now in such a terrible situation? You don't feel any sense of a commitment towards your husband who you were together with for 10 years?
Aren't you the one who betrayed that commitment first? Didn't you say that you didn't need a wife that had cancer? And that you would rather live happily ever after with your new girlfriend after you divorce me as soon as possible?
Listen, I was just fooling around with her. She means nothing to me. Think of it as occasionally ordering takeout Chinese food, you know? Sometimes you want to have some sweet and sour pork when you feel bored of always eating at home. I mean, it was not even like sweet and sour pork. It was just like ordering and eating some cheap fried noodles that's become all soggy. How could I possibly compare you, who is a good, devoted wife and a wise, intelligent woman, to that tramp who I just met once in a while to pass the time?
Nah, I don't think so, Frank. I don't think I'd be very good for you either. What can I, an old, ugly woman, possibly do for you by your side while you're trying to battle cancer and fight for your life? If you want to extend your life for even one more day, then you need the fresh, bright energy of a young, pretty girl. So, just get rid of an old thing like me and get married to your lovely girlfriend. I've heard that sometimes God can even grant the wishes of the ones who's passed on. So how could he possibly refuse your wish to be with the one you truly love since you're about to die soon? I understand it all, Frank, so don't you worry about me.
Please, don't say such cruel things to me, dear. Hearing you talk like that makes my heart go chill and ice cold. There's no one in this whole wide world who I can trust except you. My so-called girlfriend blocked my number as soon as I mentioned that I've been diagnosed with colon cancer. She's a truly cold-hearted wrench if I ever met one. I know I was the bad guy here since I got tricked by her and it led me to betray you. I really did you wrong, and I know I deserve to die, but I promise that I won't betray you ever again. So can't you just forgive me this one last time and take me in as your loving husband? How can I go on alone without you, fighting cancer and facing death all by myself? The truth is, I'm really scared. So please, sweetie, please stay by my side, won't you?
If I was the one who had cancer, then you would have gotten rid of me without a second thought, correct? I know exactly what kind of person you are now. So how can I possibly live with you knowing full well the truth of who you really are? I'm sorry, Frank, but I'm not such a generous person who can take care of a husband who's betrayed me.
But I really don't have anyone else but you right now. If you turn your back on me, then I have no one else to lean on, and you know that I really have nowhere else to go. I was brought up in an orphanage, and I don't really have any family or blood relations, so if you throw me away, then what could I possibly do?
Why should I have to worry about such things when it's just going to give me a big headache, Frank? When I can just get a divorce and move back in with my parents, unlike you.
You are really going to divorce me even if I'm on my knees begging you like this?
Yes, Frank. How many times do I have to repeat myself?
Okay, fine. If that's what you really want, then I guess there's just no way around it. I don't want to hold on to someone so desperately and stoop to such low levels for someone who doesn't even want me. I don't have much more time to live anyway, so I guess I'll just be rolling around alone and then that'll be it. But since I have to go to hospitals for the cancer treatment and it'll cost me a lot of money, I can't take all of your assets, right? You're still healthy, so you can earn a lot more in the future, can't you?
What assets? We don't have anything like that.
What do you mean? Don't we have the $40,000 that we've saved up? Even if we get a divorce, then don't I get to keep half of it, which is $20,000? Don't tell me that you're going to try and take away all of the money from someone who is going to die soon. You're not some cold-blooded monster like that, are you?
What does it matter if I'm warm-blooded or cold-blooded right now? You betrayed me and cheated on me, and if we get divorced, then you have to pay me alimony anyway. But you can't really be going around with your diseased body and work to earn the money to pay for the alimony. So, why don't you just give me the $20,000 instead of paying for the alimony and we can just call it even?
What? Are you serious right now? How could you do this to me? That's the absolute worst. You're such a greedy pig of a woman who is as ugly as she is hungry for money. If I have anything that I regret in my life, it's not being able to understand why God chose to spare a selfish, egotistical, and greedy woman like you, and instead decided to take me, who grew up without parents and just suffered through life. I am filled with so much anger and anguish right now.
I don't think you have so much time to laze around and think about silly things like that. Why don't you save some of that energy instead of wasting it on such stupid things and go find a new house to live in while you still can?
Huh? What did you say? Find a new house to live in?
Yeah, why are you so surprised? Did you forget that our house was bought by my parents under my name? When we divorce, I'm going to sell the house through a real estate agency and move back to my parents' house with our daughter. So please, try to get out of the house by next week. Oh, and don't think about trapping me with the excuse of our daughter. You never played with her once or paid any real attention to her. You never even gave her a warm smile, and she told me that she doesn't have any feelings towards you. So give up everything, just sign the divorce papers, and get out of the house.
How could you do this to me? You are worse than the devil himself.
I would like to tell you the same thing, to be honest. You didn't have anything to your name, but I married you because I trusted that you'd be a good, honest person. Now I see what sort of man you really are, and that your true character is just a piece of garbage. I thought that I could help heal you since you grew up without parents, and you must have suffered deep-seated wounds. But you're the type of person who decided to stomp on and tear up to shreds my unconditional love and well-intentioned wishes for you. I hate dealing with annoying procedures, so moving forward, I'm going to hire a lawyer to take care of everything. So please talk to the lawyer instead. Afterwards, I divorced my husband and got full custody over my daughter. The betrayal and hurt I felt was as big as my love and trust used to be for him. So I never contacted my ex-husband ever again after the divorce. But since he grew up as an orphan, and he was fighting cancer while living in a very cheap housing situation, my mom went to visit him a few times and brought him some food. She even brought our daughter to say a last goodbye to him a few days before he left this world. My ex-husband looked my daughter in the eye and said he was sorry while tears rolled down his face. I was told that he passed on and his spirit went back up to the heavens not long after. He had a precious family, but he didn't realize it. Instead, he betrayed his family and he ignored his conscience, which ended up bringing a sad ending to himself.
Hey, babe. Everything's finally finished. Man, that took a lot out of me.
You mean about your parents' inheritance? Yeah, it took a while, didn't it?
Right? Considering Mom's already gone. And there are no other children or family to contest anything. There was none of the typical trouble you always hear about inheritances. And yet it still managed to drag on forever.
I was thinking the same thing. Well, it's not like we really know anything about inheritances except what we've seen on TV. New things take a lot of time.
I just did what the lawyers told me to. Dad was sick for a long time. We were prepared for him to go, but still. We never really got around to the details of everything.
You and your dad had plenty of other stuff on your minds. At least it's finished now.
Yeah, you're right. I was completely swamped taking care of all this for all of January, it feels like.
I really wish I could have helped you out more. If only my business trip was just a little later. But it sounds like you took care of everything just fine.
I sure hope so. Although, if it turns out that I managed to mess even this up, I just know Dad is going to be rolling his eyes up in heaven and telling Mom that he told her so.
But everything is really finished now? There's no final paperwork or anything like that?
I really hope not. The insurance has already paid out. I'm pretty sure everything has been taken care of.
Good. Well, it sounds like you should be able to take it easy now. Time to get some rest.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, how are you doing? You're in a temporary apartment, right? How is it?
I guess it's growing on me. It's not terrible. At least there's no wife to boss me around all the time.
Hey, you love it. You better believe you'll be getting it with interest this weekend.
Oh god, I need to arrange some overtime. But seriously, it's pretty lonely being all by myself so suddenly. I'm even starting to miss your cooking.
Now that I don't believe for a second.
No, seriously, a bit. Anyway, have you decided what you're going to do with the inheritance money? What about some cooking classes?
Oh, nice job changing the topic.
Haha, I do my best. But seriously, you said everything is all finished, right? So, what are you going to do with all the money?
I haven't really decided for sure yet. Maybe just put it into a retirement fund or something?
Eh? Really? What for?
I mean, we're both doing all right in our careers right now. We don't have any kids. I don't feel like I'm really wanting for anything right now. So might as well just set it aside for when we really need it, I thought.
Seriously? You're not going to spend any of it at all?
Basically. It's nice to just have it in case something ever comes up. And if nothing ever does come up, we'll have an extra cushy retirement.
Sounds kind of boring though, doesn't it? Your father worked so hard his whole life to give that money to you. I don't know if the two of us could ever amass quite that much. Don't you think it'd be good to put it to some use and buy something we need?
Like what? I can't really think of anything that we really need, is the thing.
I was thinking like a new car or something like that. What do you think?
A car? Do we really need a new car? They both still run just fine, if you ask me.
Yeah, but I've put a lot of miles on mine already. And I was just looking at the new models the other day, and they're looking pretty nice. Just seems like a good chance to upgrade, don't you think?
I really think you'll be okay with the current one. I'm actually really looking forward to the new light rail station being finished. I'd like to drive less, personally. Plus, you've got a rental car for now anyway, while they've got you out in Nebraska.
Yeah, but they've got a fully electric model out now. Think of all the money that we'd save on gas.
I mean, there are a lot of benefits in switching to electric. But still, we only really even use the cars for shopping and commuting these days. I really think we're fine with what we've got.
A bunch of my coworkers have been upgrading recently, though. I look like a caveman driving around in that gas guzzler. It's embarrassing.
Look, I know that your car is really important to you, and I think it's great you're thinking about the environment. But I don't think we need to bring the inheritance into it. Besides, I'd hardly call a hybrid a gas guzzler. We can't just be switching cars all the time so you can keep up with your coworkers. No amount of money is going to cover that kind of spending.
Ugh, really? I thought it was a good idea, though. You are planning on using the money someday, though, right? Why don't you just let me use a little, too?
Not really, to be honest. Let's just let the money collect interest or dividends or whatever. Now, can we please just drop it?
Oh, come on. You really mean to say there's nothing you want to buy? Are you sure you aren't just planning to use the money in secret?
Yeah, I'm going to buy a secret yacht. Grow up. And yeah, there's nothing I can think of that I really want to buy right now, actually. If there was, I would definitely let you know before I bought it.
I wonder. You're not just holding out on me while you enjoy it all.
Okay, seriously, I'm getting tired of this. I'm going to invest the money and that's final. That's the last I want to hear about it, okay?
Yeah, I got it. No need to get so worked up. Just thought I would ask is all.
Well, you've asked. Now leave it be, okay? I know you'd just blow it all if it was up to you.
Well, that's why I always leave all the financial stuff up to you since we got married. I want a new car, a new suit, a new TV. I'm like a saint or something, always waiting so patiently despite these burning desires.
Yeah, the saint who had basically no finances to speak of before we got married. You weren't even able to save up for the wedding. I ended up paying for the whole thing out of pocket.
Yeah, I know. That's my bad. Can we not bring that up anymore, please? I've gotten a lot better since then.
I really wonder. You do an awful lot of grumbling, and it really makes me worry sometimes.
All right already, I said I get it. I'm not going to bring up the inheritance again, okay? My lips are zipped. And it's not like I can get access to it on my own. So, can you get off my back?
All right, sorry. Let's just consider this settled then. And remember that we've got it to take care of us in case there's ever an emergency. And only then.
All right, got it. That's fine with me. It's your money, so you call the shots.
Hey, we need to talk.
I just got out of work and was just about to go get dinner. And I was planning to grab a few drinks tonight as well. Can we talk later?
No. I got a letter today from City Hall informing me that the divorce has been finalized. And when I went to look into it, they told me that you had come in personally to file the paperwork. Do you know anything about this?
Oh, wow. They send you a letter? I had no idea.
What is up with you? You actually did this? You want to get divorced so bad you forged my signature.
I didn't do it. I got Andrew to do your signature. Pretty good, right? Haha. And now we're no longer married. Just like that.
I'm honestly just confused right now more than anything. Why would you do something like that? And why would you and your dumb friend think you would get away with this? What did you think was going to happen?
Well, I mean, I certainly didn't think they were going to mail you a notice. That's for sure. But anyway, I guess we're through now, so it doesn't matter. Huh.
It still matters to me. Why did you do this? I never wanted to get a divorce. We never so much as talked about this.
Isn't it obvious? Did you think I was just going to let you keep all of that inheritance to yourself?
Huh? I'm confused. Like, I literally don't understand what you're talking about right now. What does the inheritance even have to do with this?
Wait, do you seriously not know how a divorce works? When people get divorced, they each get half of the money.
Of course I know about that. But what's your point here?
Wow, how are you seriously this dense? You made it very clear that no matter what I said, you weren't going to let me spend any of the inheritance. So I figured that if we got divorced, I would just get half of it anyway.
Are you being serious right now? Are you in a state of shock or something?
Don't get all angry just because you lost half of your inheritance. I kept my promise to the letter.
What promise?
I said my lips were zipped and I wouldn't bring up the inheritance again. So I put through the divorce paperwork without saying anything.
Well, I really hate to spoil your fun, but you're not getting any of the inheritance.
Oh yeah? Why wouldn't I?
In a divorce, marital property is usually split. But inheritances are considered separate property for a single spouse. So they aren't subject to that split. Did you do any research at all?
See, there it is. There's Riley using big words to try and confuse the situation. How many years have we been married now? You think I'm still going to fall for that kind of thing?
Well, I mean, I guess there's no harm in you just carrying on believing whatever you want. I'm not lying, but either way, it's no sweat off my back.
Okay then. Sure, honey. You're putting on a pretty good face considering how much you've lost here. But we're already divorced. There is no point.
Yeah, about that. You're sure you're happy with the way things are right now?
Yeah, duh. That's why I did it. I'll be talking with a lawyer soon, and you'll be hearing from him about my half of the estate. So you might want to start getting all the paperwork in order now.
Sure, got it. What do you want to do about the house? And what about all of your stuff? Do you want me to send it to you?
You would do that for me? Sure, that would be a big help. You're taking all of this pretty well, actually. I guess you've realized resistance would be futile.
Not really. It's just too much trouble to fight with you. Plus, it's harder for me to move out if all your crap is still in the house.
Hey now, don't pout just because you've lost some money. Half is still a pretty good amount after all. Try not to be so stingy in the future.
Sure, I'll remember that. Anyway, I took the day off tomorrow. I'll send all your stuff then.
And don't get all grumpy when you get the paperwork for the property split. It's just my legal right as your ex-husband.
Yeah, of course. I want everything to be fair and proper.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, Riley. Anyway, thanks for taking care of my stuff. Riley! Hey, I've been thinking, and why don't we actually cancel that divorce as soon as possible? What do you say?
But why? You're the one who decided to get divorced in the first place. Isn't it a little late in the game to be getting cold feet?
Well, I talked to the lawyer. It turns out you were right. He told me that I'm not actually entitled to any of your inheritance money.
Well, what do you know? So?
Well, since I filed for the divorce on my own and forced your signature, if you brought that up to the judge, you might be able to get the paperwork thrown out. So, what do you think? Let's stay married.
I get what you want, but I don't understand why you think I would ever do it. What possible benefit is there for me in doing something like that?
Didn't you say you didn't want to get divorced? I did what I did without talking to you. And you don't actually agree with what I did, right? So, petition the judge and get it cancelled, and we'll go back to how we were. We'll never mention this again.
I mean, yeah, you definitely did what you did without consulting me at all. But I'm not particularly bothered about the divorce itself right now.
What? But you said that you never wanted to get divorced, didn't you?
Yeah, originally. But if you ask me again now after I know about what you did and why, well, I'd say there's really no path forward for us as a couple. I don't really have any desire to get the divorce annulled and go back to being married to you.
Okay, hold on a second. Now I get what you're saying. But it really just doesn't work out that well for me.
Why not? This is what you wanted, isn't it? I didn't do anything here.
Yeah, I mean, you aren't technically wrong. But, like I said, I thought the inheritance was going to get split. So I already went and bought the new car.
Ah, that's too bad.
Yeah, it is too bad. I don't have enough money to pay it off with just a 50-50 split of our regular assets. So I need you to help me.
You're the one that spent money that you didn't have. Sounds like a big case of not my problem.
How can you say it isn't your problem? Don't assets and debt both get split during a divorce? You actually have to pay regardless, so You're the one with all the money now anyway. So pay up.
You bought the car after you filed the divorce, though. So that means it has nothing to do with me. And I don't have to pay squat.
Wait, seriously?
But like I said before, you can go ahead and just think whatever you want. It's no sweat off my back.
Riley, please. I'm in a lot of trouble if I can't get my hands on that money. My mom signed on as my guarantor for the car. She's not going to be happy if they start asking her for money.
None of this has anything to do with me. Why don't you try crying to your parents? That makes way more sense than crying to your ex-wife.
Well, the thing is, I still haven't told them about the divorce. They definitely have no idea that I filed the paperwork without telling you. If they knew, there's no way they would have signed the loan with me.
All you've done this whole time is talk about yourself and your problems. You haven't even thought to apologize to me.
It's not that I haven't thought about it. I'm just kind of pressed for time right now.
Oh, okay. You're just pressed for time. That makes me feel better. You might be the most selfish person that I've ever met. It's got to the point where I'm almost desensitized to it.
I know you're completely in your right to say that right now. I know I've been terrible on basically every level. Okay? I acknowledge that. So will you please cancel the divorce? Or at least help me with the loan?
Well, here's the thing. You're overlooking something really huge here. Don't you realize what it was that you did? Do you really think that this is the time to be crying about a car loan? You've got bigger fish to fry right now. Get your head in the game.
What do you mean? That's the most pressing issue right now. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal to you, but to me, it's like a matter of life and death.
Yeah, we've established I don't care about your car problem. But what I'm saying is that the divorce filing should probably be an even bigger concern for you as well.
Are you still going on about that right now? I'm pretty sure I already apologized about that.
Well, the thing is that it's not exactly something you can just apologize about and it goes away. Didn't you tell me your friend forged my signature?
Yeah, so what?
So you forged a government document. That's a crime. A federal crime, in fact.
What? Are you kidding me with this right now?
I'm very serious, I assure you. And I'll report you. Or you can agree to paying me a decent alimony in private to keep quiet.
Oh, you're going to blackmail me, are you? Get out of here.
I'm serious. I don't think you realize exactly how much trouble you're in quite yet. So whether we take care of this privately or in court is going to depend entirely on you and your attitude from this point on. What's it going to be?
How about neither? Do you really think I have any money to settle anything?
I think you must not understand your position still. Otherwise, I have no idea why you're still trying to bluster about like you have any control.
Because it's like this. All you have to do is annul the divorce. If you do that, everything is solved.
Selfish to the bitter end. You seriously have no idea what you're saying, do you?
Who's the selfish one here? From the very beginning, you were the one who wanted to hog the inheritance all to yourself. If it hadn't been for that, none of this would have happened. I know you're trying to pretend like everything is my fault now, but you started this. I think you're the one who has no idea what you're saying.
Oh, you think getting angry at me is going to help you at this stage? As expected. There's really no telling you anything, is there?
Well, if you understood so well, then hurry up and annul the divorce. Do that and everything can go back to the way it was. I don't know why you always have to drag all this stuff out forever, but it really grinds my gears. Just do it already.
All right, that's it. I've had it. I'll send you some numbers later about what a fair alimony number might be.
What? You mean you're not going to cancel the divorce?
Even though we're divorced now, I guess I was still stupid to think that you could be reasoned with. As usual, it was a mistake to expect anything from you.
Please, I'm begging you. Look, if you still want to blame me for everything, then fine. I apologize. I'm going to rethink my whole life, okay? Just please, get the divorce annulled and give me the chance to fix everything.
Sorry, getting back together with someone who would divorce me for money is just not an option. Anyway, you should be happy. You hated being married to me, apparently. You wanted to divorce me so bad that you went behind my back and filed for divorce illegally. Well, smile, Harry. You're getting what you wanted. After that, I left the divorce as it was, of course. I couldn't really blackmail Harry to keep quiet about the forgery, but I let the threat hang over him. Saddled with that and his new car loan, Harry had no choice but to go running to his parents for help. His parents were appalled when they learned what happened. They apologized on his behalf, and then they actually promised to offer me a settlement if I would keep quiet. His parents seemed genuinely sorry, and I always liked them, so I agreed to their request. True to their word, they transferred the money right away. They even paid off that silly car, even though it's way out of Harry's price range, and are making him pay them back everything. Now that Harry was with that kind of debt, even if it is just to his parents, I can only hope that he is going to have a pretty difficult time of things for a while. I, on the other hand, am doing fine. I used a bit of my inheritance to move to a new place. I invested the rest as safely as possible, just like I originally intended, and am saving it for a time when I might really need it in the future. Now, free of Harry and the extra housework and hassle that came packaged with him, I'm completely free to focus on my work and enjoy being single.